And Allah says, and Allah is all aware of the wrongdoers. وَلَا تَجِدَنَّهُمْ أَحْرَصَ النَّاسِ عَلَى حَيَاةٍ وَمِنَ الَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا يود أحدهم لو يعمر ألف سنة وما هو بمزحزحه من العذاب أن يعمر والله بصير بما يعملون. In ayat 96 this theme is repeated again. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and indeed you will find them the greediest of mankind for life. So those people who have rejected Isa alayhi salam and rejected Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, those Jews or those Muslims who have rejected the truth or are in the same boat, in the same way, they think that Akhirat is reserved for them, despite whatever they do, then those who ascribe partners to Allah as well, those mushrikeen as well, then and do not believe in the day of judgment, in the resurrection, every one of them wishes that he could be given a life of 1,000 years. So these people who are min alladhina ashraku, and those people who are from the people of the book, and those people, they love to live for 1,000 years if they could, but the grant of such a life will not save him even a little from the punishment, and Allah is all seer of what they do. So this is a reminder and a warning from Allah that whatever long you live, even 1,000 years, and people are trying, now scientists are trying to prolong the life, and they want to live more longer and longer, and of course the average age is also being on the increase. People are going to live longer, but the contrast is there are millions of people who are dying of hunger day in and day out in Africa and poor countries, and there are so many rich people. So this injustice prevalent in the world is against the will of God, which Allah wanted humans to follow. It's Allah's will, but the thing is that what free will Allah has given to the humans, they are misusing it. They should not be selfish and have all the luxuries for themselves and deprive other people of the basic necessities of life and cause the killing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in ayat 97, قُلْ مَنْ كَانَ عَدُوًّا لِجِبْرِيلَ فإنه نزله على قلبك بإذن الله مصدقا لما بين يديه وهدى وبشرى للمؤمنين. Say, O Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whoever is an enemy to Gabriel, to Jibreel, for indeed he has brought this Qur'an down to your heart by Allah's permission, confirming what came before it, that Torah, Zabur and Injil, and guidance and glad tidings for the believers. So there is a theme of hatred of Gabriel by the Jews. In the Jewish literature you will find that they don't like Gabriel, angel Jibreel, because he punished some of the nations who were disbelievers or who went wrong. Of course, Jibreel is appointed for bringing the message of Allah to the people and also bringing mercy and love to the people, but also and supporting the good people, but also to give punishment in the history at some point. But the Jews have a kind of animosity against Jibreel. So Allah says, who is the enemy of Jibreel, whereas Jibreel has brought down Qur'an upon the qalb of the Holy Prophet. So the heart of the Holy Prophet, the spiritual heart of the Holy Prophet, he received the Qur'an. So Qur'an came down by the angel in something which undescribable. We cannot, because we have no experience of that, like revelation from unknown, which we don't know, and it has come suddenly, composed everything, but it came down upon the heart, and it would mean the internal essence of the spirit of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Jibreel brought Qur'an on the heart of the Holy Prophet, and whosoever hates Jibreel, he is an enemy of God. Man kana aduwwan lillahi wa malaikatihi wa rusulihi wa Jibrila wa Mikala fa inna Allaha aduwwun lil kafirin. Whosoever is an enemy to Allah, is enemy to his angels, his messengers, Jibril and Michael especially, then Allah is an enemy to the disbelievers. So these are the believable things, like these are articles of faith. We have to believe in Allah, we have to believe in his angels, in his books, in his messengers. So all this further have other beliefs, the day of judgment and others. But here the persons who have to be believed are mentioned here, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to believe in him and in his angels. So angels are servants of Allah, and especially the angels Jibril and Mikael are mentioned. Jibril is for bringing down the message, and Mikael is also to organize the risk of the production or natural world. So there is no such thing as a goddess of nature. But an angel appointed as a servant from Allah regulates or is doing the service and obedience to Allah and running the affairs of the risk of the growth and of the vegetation and these things. But it again does not make him God or partner of God. But we have to accept them as servants of God, not as blind powers. So angels are not blind powers. And we have to also accept the Rasul, the human. So there are human Rasul, human prophets, human messengers, and angelic messengers. Human messengers are what we know as Nabiyin, Rasul, Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Ibrahim, Musa Alayhi Salam, Isa, Noah. These are human prophets. And there are angelic prophets, that is Jibril, Mikael, and Israfil, Israel, and many others. So we have to believe in all this. Allah says in ayat 99, and inshallah we'll finish at ayat 100, وَلَقَدْ أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ آيَاتٍ بَيِّنَاتٍ وَمَا يَكْفُرُ بِهَا إِلَّا الْفَاسِقُونَ. And indeed, we have sent down to you clear ayat, clear verses, clear messages. So I would not say Qur'an has verses, but clear messages. And none disbelieves in them but the people who rebel against Allah's command. So Qur'an is from Allah, and Allah says, أَوَ كُلَّمَا أَحَدُوا أَحَدًا نَبَذَهُ فَرِيقٌ مِّنْهُمْ بَلْ أَكْثَرُهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. But is it not the case that every time they make a covenant, some party among them throw it aside? Nay, the truth is most of them believe not. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sums it up that He has been sending message after message through the messengers, through the human prophets. But some persons, a party of the people, have been throwing it aside, not accepting that message. So what is wrong with that message? Nothing wrong with that message. It's wrong with the people who have rejected. So the people have their own destiny in their hand in this way, that they themselves incur wrath and anger of Allah and the eternal banishment and punishment upon themselves by rejecting His message. So the message of Allah has been coming in different languages, in different lands, by different prophets. And we know Israelite prophets completed at Isa alayhi salam's time, and then Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came after Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. So he was the inheritor of the same religion which was being revealed to the previous prophets, especially mentioned in the Bible. So he was not going against those inheritance of Islam, which was already with the people of the Jew, which we call Jews and Christians. So there won't be any Jews or Christians if all the people had, the Jews had accepted Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. And then there won't be any division if all of them accepted Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is a challenge to the world, that in the world there is, say, you can say 1/3 is Muslims, another third could be Christians, and a little bit of them is Jews. So if these 2/3 of the world come to a consensus and join together to their common point of rallying point, which is to accept all the previous books, which we Muslims do. All the Christians have to do is accept Qur'an and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All the Jews have to do accept Isa alayhi salam and his message from Allah, Injil, and also Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Qur'an. Then we'll be one. So the world can be one, at least by making Muslims, Christians, Jews as one. And Qur'an is here, first of all, addressing the children of Israel first. That if Israelites or the Jewish people come to Islam and they are one with Muslims, then the Christians also will follow suit and the world will be one. So the crusader mentality, that just for the sake of the killing of Muslims for the sake of cross, in the name of cross, is a Christian or Roman or Western invention. It's nothing to do with basic teachings of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was a Muslim prophet, our man. Musa alayhi salam was our man. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was also one of us. So we are to unite the world if they can unite on Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Isa alayhi salam, and Musa alayhi salam. We already accept these, so it is the ball is in the court of the Christian Jews to accept Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.